So 10.26 example is a 10 mark question which will come in Poisson distribution. So what they have given is the number of incoming buses per minute. Okay, this is something that you should note here. The number of incoming buses per minute at a bus terminus is a random variable having a Poisson distribution with lambda is 0.9. So that lambda which is given as 0.9 is nothing but the buses which are coming in per minute, right? So if I want to find out the lambda for buses which are coming in during a period of 5 minutes as asked in the sum here, it will be 0.9 into 5, which is 4.5. 9 5s are 45, right? Okay, so now that we know that the lambda for which is nothing but the number of buses coming in every 5 minutes, we can try to solve the first part here, where they are asking what is the probability that exactly 9 incoming buses come in during a period of 5 minutes. So what will be the probability when x is equal to 9? Let's write the formula once. E power minus lambda power x by x factorial. So here we know that lambda is 4.5 and again lambda is 4.5 power 9 divided by 9 factorial. For this particular sum you can leave it as it is. You need not try to solve e power minus 4.5 into 4.5 power 9 by 9 factorial. It is okay if you leave it at this here. Now let's do the second part, right? This is the first part, and in the second part what they are asking is lesser than 10 buses come in during a period of 8 minutes. That means they are asking you to find the probability of lesser than 10 buses, right? Fewer than 10 buses come in during a period of 8 minutes, right? So for that you first have to find lambda for a period of 8 minutes. So it's going to be 0.9 into 8, similar to how we did here, right? It's going to be 72, so 7.2. Lambda is 7.2, but here you have to find the probability that less than 10 buses are coming in during a period of 10 minutes. So here in this case my probability is going to be, okay, please write the detailed statement during your exams or even when you practice. It's going to be the sum of x is equal to 0 to 9 e power minus 7.2 power x, where x can take values between 0 and 9. I'm not including 10 here, please note, because they are saying that lesser than 10 buses come, right? So it's 0 to 9 divided by x factorial, where x again takes the value of 0 to 9. It's going to be a sum of all this, so you can just leave it at this. So this will be the answer for the second part. Now the third part says at least 14 buses come during a period of 11 minutes, which means it can be 14 or greater than that, right? Minimum of 14 buses come, right? So but you don't know what will be the maximum. You don't know the number of buses, total number of buses that can come into that bus stop. That's not mentioned here, right? So in that case what we're going to do, probability that at least 14 buses come, so it's going to be greater than or equal to 14 or more buses. I can write this as 1 minus probability of x less than 14, right? That's another way of doing it. Therefore my probability will be 1 minus sum of x being 0 to 13, put it inside a bracket, e power we also have to find lambda here, because they have asked at least 14 incoming buses come during a period of 11 minutes. See, we forgot to do that, right? So let's find out lambda first. So lambda is going to be 0.9 into 11, so it's going to be 9.9. So let's substitute that over here into the formula. Minus 9.9 lambda power x by x factorial, where x is going to take the values between 0 to 13. So you can just leave the answer at that, because you can't go ahead and solve this whole thing, so you can just leave it as it is. So this will be the answer for the probability that at least 14 incoming buses come during a period of 11 minutes. So if you actually see, the sum is quite easy for 10 marks, right? If you know the formula, and you just, the one thing that you have to remember is to multiply this by the number of minutes given in each case, right? So if you're, basically, if you remember that lambda given in the sum is for the number of buses coming in per minute, right? So for every instance, you keep multiplying by the number of minutes as asked in the question there, and then substitute the formula. It's very, very easy for 10 marks, so please don't miss this sum.